Police officers giving him a little bit of leeway here. Does not appear to be much traffic ahead of him. I believe that the Gardens Police, or Miami Gardens Police, have the roadways cleared a little bit, but there's no traffic in front of him. They are paralleling him, as we explained to you earlier, just to keep an eye on where he might go. But they are telling officers to let the police chopper continue to follow the vehicle from the air, and it appears to be their plan right now. Now we have a couple of cruisers coming in here. Now you may see the tip drill that Lynn, you were asking about. Why don't they spin him out here? Looks like he was trying to get up close enough to do that, and as you'll see, he'll come up to the quarter panel there. Now he's trying to get ahead, and he's going to slow him down. He's going to get him over and possibly force him into the well, let's see what happens here. He's going to force him into the turn lanes there. Now he's gone over the median again. We've seen that happen a number of times here. We've got people out of their vehicles there with their cell phones out taking pictures of it. I'm sure this is being broadcast out online, so there are people who can watch it. You can see now that rear tire is cutting the pavement. He's riding on the rim there, riding on the rim, so he's going to be losing a lot more traction here as this chase continues now into about its 50th minute. And this all starting down in Homestead, ending up here at the north end of Broward County, 183rd Street. We just passed 22nd Avenue. We're going to be at 27th Avenue. We have Miami Gardens units paralleling that vehicle now. One of them is going to try to get ahead of it and then slow down. And the other one, well, now he's looking through the window there to try to signal to the driver to slow down. And now that driver puts the pedal down again, and so you can see it's sped up again. Onlookers on the side of the roadway there have come out of their apartments and their homes in this neighborhood to see what they can see. And of course, all playing out on live television here. You see the police officer slowing down, trying to get the vehicle almost to a stop here. They're going to execute a stop here in the next minute or two. You see the vehicle there. Hasn't got a lot of room to go, and he scoots around to the left-hand side of that vehicle, and again we've got more units there behind him, and now the police officer is in front of that SUV again, that white Suburban. The driver refusing to stop, but really losing a lot of traction there and a lot of the ability to control the vehicle. The police officer's door is open. The vehicle has now gone around a Miami-Dade cruiser facing in the other direction into oncoming traffic. We have an intersection here with more police officers trying to block the passageway there of this SUV, and we've got a number of vehicles now. We've got a truck that's pulling around. Looks like he's going to try to get him to stop there. A Good Samaritan trying to render a little bit of aid to the police to get this vehicle to stop. That's not happening. So again, driving in oncoming traffic, a very dangerous situation, obviously. Police officers zipping by on the right-hand side, trying to get ahead to block the intersections ahead and set up some kind of a roadblock up here, I believe. Let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, we do have that the roadway blocked there. We've got a police officer there that's blocking it. Let's see what he does here. He's going to parallel it. He's staying ahead of the vehicle. So we've still got this activity, this police pursuit, chase, whatever you want to call it here. And now they've got him boxed in. They've got him boxed in. He hasn't got a lot of room here. Of course, police officers are going to be very, very careful. We have officers out, guns drawn, weapons drawn, and we're going to keep the camera, hold it right there. Going to stay right there. They're trying to break the windows open, get the person inside to come out, and they've dragged it out. The vehicle is not in park. It's moving forward. It collides with other vehicles, and we have a takedown going down here. That subject is now in custody. They've checked the back of the car. There was someone else in the car. No, that was a police officer coming out of the car. So they've checked the back seat of the car. It appears that they have just a single person here on the ground. We're going to put in our doubler here and bump up our picture a little bit, give you a little tighter shot of this here. And we have a person in custody there. There's the driver without a shirt. He's in police custody and is being walked to a waiting police car. So this,
wow.
Let's see what happens here. Fortunately, this all transpired with what appeared to have been minor injuries and minor accidents along a route that I can't even tell you. It has to be 25 or 30 miles at least that the police followed this vehicle. If we put it all together here, they're putting in the black of a police car number 1822A. That car is a county police car here. That was one of the cars that responded to this chase. Subject is now in custody, Lynn and Jeff.
Wow, nearly an hour police chase comes to a peaceful ending.
And talk about phenomenal police work across multiple agencies who protected the public, people walking on the road, drivers on the road, ensuring that all of this came to a safe end. And it does appear that is exactly what has happened here at 150 on a Tuesday afternoon, close to an hour after this started, close to Homestead.
This guy did not want to stop, clearly riding on 3 wheels on the rim of the back left tire for quite some time, did not flip over, which was incredible. But look at the police cars, Ralph. Incredible. Wow, what a collective effort.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, unbelievable. Just all the different agencies working together. This is what they, it's what they do when they're put to the test here. You can see now the damage when that wheel is not turning. That right rear tire blew out there. You can see damage to the rear bumper. The front bumper on the other side, we saw damage. They're looking inside the vehicle now, but they did a cursory search. It appeared to be only the driver of the vehicle taken into custody in about the last minute and a half here. This happening, let me look out my window here. This is going to be right off of 42nd Avenue and 183rd Street westbound in the eastbound lanes of traffic. And of course, the driver there, we mentioned on numerous occasions, drove in the wrong lanes of traffic, not only on the Turnpike, but on the Palmetto Expressway and on I-95 several times, including that very dangerous entrance onto the on-ramp there before making the U-turn and coming back southbound. So this all happening. Looks like everybody else, police officers are in good shape. Road remains closed here, obviously, and we have police officers with the detained subject right here at 38th and 183rd Street.
And Ralph, again, going by the details that we have right now, again, everything in the very early stages in terms of who this driver was. We believe he's around 16 years old. And by your clock and your details, how long did this last? And can you remember a time when we've had a chase that lasted this long in recent time?
Well, we keep a logbook of all of our flights, and I'm sure I can go back and check it. I just can't do it right now. But I know that we've had a couple that covered 3 counties that started way down south and ended up in West Palm, where we were tracking the vehicle up there near, I want to say north of Boynton Beach and those areas. So those lasted quite a long time. But this, for this to occur during the middle of the day and not involve serious injury or damage to vehicles and or people is, I think, is remarkable.
All right, so those of you who are just now joining us here midday, thank goodness this ended before school was out. We're talking about a teenager apparently who refused to stop. Police got word that he was inside of this stolen vehicle, a stolen Chevy Suburban. This is the end of the chase. It went on for nearly an hour. Through several jurisdictions, including the highway, school zones, side streets, residential areas. Back left tire blew out, lost control of the vehicle, and police through many different jurisdictions were able to stop the vehicle, pulled that driver out, and now he's facing multiple charges. Is in big time trouble, you might say. Hauled off to jail as we speak. And this is the takedown that just happened about 7 minutes ago.
Just a few moments ago. And I have a laundry list right here of all the roads that this driver traveled on in the last hour. We have northbound, southbound 441, the Palmetto, north-southbound 95. I believe that's 95 right there as he was headed north. You can see that police reconnaissance chopper right there on his tail. Again, throughout this chase, we saw a couple of times where... go ahead, Ralph. You got something to add?
I'm sorry, I was just talking with our pilot here, and we were just trying to figure out what our next step was going to be. Sorry about that. But again, we'll bring the camera back out here to show you. A lot of the police officers have already cleared the scene here. This arrest taking place in the Miami Gardens jurisdiction, but we do have county officers here. Looks like the county is going to be handling this investigation. The subject in the back of this police car right here, off the side of the road off of 183rd Street, and that's our wrap for this portion here.
So 183rd Street is blocked off. Tell us about the traffic conditions, Ralph.
Well, we have a lot of onlookers here, and we have a bunch of police officers that vehicles are blocking the roadway. So everyone coming eastbound here at about, let me look up, 179th Street and right off of 183rd Street, right off of 37th Avenue. There, these folks are having to make a slight detour to get around until the police clear the area, the roadway going eastbound. So that roadway is blocked just temporarily. There's a little bit of a backup, not too many vehicles, maybe an 1/8 of a mile. That's about it.
And Ralph, great job up there from start to finish. Going back to the very early stages of all this, any new details about how this SUV was stolen, and any more information on that accident that happened at Southwest 266th Street and 197 involving that SUV?
Well, again, we want to state, we want to make it clear that what we're hearing, a lot of the times what we're hearing is off of the police radios that we monitor, and early in the chase, Homestead Police and unmarked cars asking for marked cars to come and help stop a vehicle that was reported stolen. When those marked units showed up, the vehicle took off. Refused to stop. They lit them up. They put on their overhead lights, sirens, and tried to get the vehicle stopped. For a short period of time, there was a chase through a neighborhood way down south in Homestead. That chase or pursuit ended up with the response was to advise all units in the area to assist, and then the next thing was for them to call an aviation unit from the county. At that time, probably 15 minutes into the pursuit, there was an accident, and we heard that they requested fire rescue on a 3, which is their highest priority, to come to that scene. There was a black Mercedes that this vehicle, the white SUV, had allegedly struck, and the driver was going to be needing some medical treatment, so they responded there. In the meantime, the police officer, one of the police units, undercover, believed to be from Homestead, also told the supervisor that his vehicle was struck by the fleeing vehicle, and that then constitutes assault on a police officer, and it gives them a little bit more latitude as far as what they can do chase-wise, pursuit-wise. What it does is it heightens the degree of the incident, and of course all units were responding. The county aviation unit got up. They followed the vehicle. It came north for a long time on US 1 way down in South Dade, from 312th Street there near Campbell Drive all the way to 268th Street. At one point, it looked like it was going to get on the turnpike, but then avoided the turnpike and ended up, or was on the turnpike, but got off at 874 and took the 874 all the way to where it merges going northbound to the Palmetto Expressway just south of Tropical Park at Bird Road. Stayed on that road for a long period of time, all the way to around the curve of the Palmetto, and then from the curve of the Palmetto to the Golden Glades interchange to I-95. There were areas, times when it was actually got off, didn't it? It got off at 37th Avenue and went through Miami Gardens and ended up here back in Miami Gardens after a brief tour of Broward County. That's our story here in Skyforce HD. Back to you guys.
An incredible, nearly 1 hour police chase. Incredible because no one was hurt. There were 2 minor accidents, not minor to the car owners, but basically 2 people who were clipped by this person who's accused of stealing a car and, of course, taking police on a wild ride this afternoon.
And now our crews are on the ground filling in all the details, trying to find out who that driver was. More on this story coming up later today. First at 4. We'll see you then.